Stop buying chicken feed right now and let me explain why. What if I told you there is a plant sitting quietly in gardens all over the world that most chicken owners have never even heard of? A plant that grows back on its own year after year. A plant that costs almost nothing to start. And a plant that can replace a huge chunk of the feed bag you keep dragging home from the store every single month? Would that sound too good to be true? That is exactly what I thought the first time someone told me about this. But here's the question I want you to sit with for a second. If this plant really works this well, why is it not printed on every feed bag at the store? Why has your local feed store never mentioned it? Why does almost nobody online talk about it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly which plants these are, how much money they can save you every single month, how to start growing them for free, and the real reason this information has been kept so quiet for so long. Trust me, this one might completely change the way you think about raising chickens. Welcome to Farm Equation, the channel that turns real farming knowledge into simple steps you can actually use, whether you have 4 hens in your backyard or 40 birds in a coop out back. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button because we cover practical money-saving farming tips every single week. Now let us dig into today's topic because this is one of the biggest ones we have ever covered. Let me ask you something first. How much did you spend on chicken feed last month? $20? $50? More? Now think about this. What if that number could drop by half or even more without your chickens losing a single bit of nutrition? Sounds impossible, right? Feed prices have climbed higher and higher over the last few years, and most chicken owners just accept it as the cost of doing business. But here is something almost nobody stops to think about. Chickens were not designed by nature to eat only dry pellets out of a bag. Long before feed companies existed, chickens survived just fine by foraging for bugs, seeds, and leafy greens in the wild. Feed companies came along later and packaged up a convenient mix, and that convenience quietly became the only option most people ever consider. But convenient does not always mean necessary, and it definitely does not always mean cheapest. So what actually happened to the old way of feeding chickens? Where did it go? And more importantly, can you bring it back into your own backyard? Let us find out. One plant at a time. The first plant on our list is one you have probably heard mentioned somewhere as a superfood for humans, but almost nobody talks about what it does for chickens. It is called moringa. Have you ever heard of it before? If not, do not worry, because most people have not, and that is exactly the point of this video. Moringa is a fast-growing tree, and here is the part that will surprise you. You can start it from a single cutting or a handful of seeds that cost just a few dollars. And once it takes root, it becomes a tree that keeps producing fresh leaves for years, sometimes for decades, without you ever planting it again. Why does that matter so much? Because the leaves are where the magic happens. Moringa leaves are absolutely loaded with protein, and protein is the single most expensive ingredient in any bag of commercial chicken feed. In fact, dried moringa leaves can contain protein levels that rival, or in some cases beat, soybean meal, which is one of the main protein sources feed companies rely on. But that is not all. Moringa leaves are also packed with calcium, iron, and vitamins A and C, which support strong eggshells, shiny feathers, and a stronger immune system in your flock. Now here's a question worth asking. If a single tree can produce this much high-protein food for free, year after year, why is this not common knowledge among backyard chicken owners? We will come back to that question later in this video. Growing moringa is shockingly low effort. It thrives in warm weather, it does not need rich soil, and once it is established, it can survive on very little water. Within a matter of months of planting, you can already start harvesting leaves. Cut a branch back, and new leaves grow right back in its place within weeks. This is not a one-time harvest. This is a renewable, self-replenishing food source that keeps giving as long as the tree is alive. Now let us move to the second plant, and this one has earned the nickname the miracle plant among old-time farmers. It is called Comfrey. Here's a fun fact about Comfrey that most people find hard to believe at first. Once you plant it, it becomes almost impossible to kill. Even if you cut it all the way down to the ground, it grows back within weeks, again and again, all season long. Does that sound almost too aggressive to be useful? Actually, that aggressive growth is exactly what makes it so valuable. Comfrey leaves are large, soft, and absolutely packed with protein, along with a long list of vitamins and minerals chickens need to thrive. Farmers have fed comfrey to chickens, rabbits, and even cattle for generations, simply because it produces so much green material in such a short window of time. You can cut the leaves multiple times throughout a single growing season, and the plant simply regrows them over and over. Many chicken owners say their hens run straight toward the comfrey patch the moment it hits the ground in the run, practically fighting over it. One thing worth knowing, though, is that once comfrey is planted somewhere, it tends to stay there permanently, so think carefully before you choose the spot. Pick a location close to the coop, because you will likely be harvesting from that exact same patch for years to come. Let us move on to plant number 3. And this one comes as a tree as well. It is called mulberry. Unlike a lot of fruit trees that make you wait years before producing anything useful, mulberry trees grow quickly and start producing leaves almost right away, with berries following. Here's the question that surprises most people. Did you know mulberry leaves can contain protein levels similar to moringa? Chickens eagerly eat both the leaves and the fallen berries, and the tree itself is incredibly hardy, able to handle drought, poor soil, and heavy pruning without dying. You can literally cut branches off, strip the leaves for your flock, and the tree grows new branches to replace exactly what you removed. Some small farms plant an entire row of mulberry trees along the edge of the chicken run for this reason alone, letting the chickens peck at fallen leaves and berries straight off the ground whenever they please. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because the next 2 plants do not even grow in soil. Have you ever seen a pond covered in a thin layer of tiny green leaves? That is most likely duckweed, and it happens to be one of the fastest growing plants on the entire planet. Under the right conditions, duckweed can double its size in a single day. If you have a pond, an old stock tank, or even just a large plastic tub filled with water, you can grow duckweed for almost no cost at all. Chickens absolutely love pecking at it, and it happens to be shockingly high in protein for a plant, often outperforming many common grains by weight. It is also loaded with vitamins that support healthy growth and strong egg production. Because it multiplies so fast, you can scoop out handfuls every single day, and there will still be plenty left over, regrowing on the surface almost as quickly as you remove it. All duckweed needs is sunlight, calm water, and a small starter batch to get going. Closely related to duckweed is a tiny floating fern called azolla, and this one has a secret weapon built right into it. Azolla has a natural partnership with a type of bacteria that pulls nitrogen directly out of the air, which means it does not need any added fertilizer to explode in growth. It can double its mass in just a few days under good conditions, all on its own. Why does this matter for you? Because a single tub of azolla can supply a steady, ongoing stream of protein for your flock without you ever needing to buy seeds again. Have you ever thought that the answer to expensive chicken feed might be floating quietly in a bucket of water in your backyard? Let us talk about plant number 6 and 7 together, because they work in a similar way. These are amaranth and sunflowers, both famous for the seeds they produce. Now technically, these are annual plants. But here's the twist. They reseed themselves so aggressively that once you get a patch established, new plants often pop up on their own. Amaranth produces huge seed heads packed with tiny seeds. Sunflowers work the same way, producing large heads full of seeds that chickens can peck at directly once they dry out. Both plants also grow large, wide leaves throughout the season that chickens enjoy pecking at along the way. Isn't it interesting how a plant that basically replants itself could eliminate an entire shopping trip? There are a few more plants worth mentioning quickly. Alfalfa, also called lucerne, is another perennial plant that comes back year after year and produces protein-rich leaves. Sweet potato vines are another overlooked option, since the leaves are edible, fast-growing, and the vine itself can be cut back repeatedly without killing the plant. Pigeon pea is a shrub that produces protein-packed leaves and pods, and it can survive for several years once established, especially in warmer climates. Even banana plants deserve a mention. Since the leaves and trimmed stem material can be chopped up and fed to chickens, and a banana plant naturally sends up new shoots on its own, turning into an entire cluster over time. Notice a pattern forming here? Every single one of these plants shares the same core trait. Plant it once, and it keeps giving, season after season, almost entirely on autopilot. So now let us circle back to that question I asked you earlier. If these plants are this effective, and they are essentially free once established, why does almost nobody talk about them? Why is this information not printed on the side of every feed bag? The first reason comes down to consistency. Commercial feed companies build their entire business model around delivering the exact same nutrient percentages in every single bag, every single time. Growing your own plants does not come with that same guarantee, since the nutrient content of a leaf can shift depending on soil, season, and weather. Feed companies naturally promote their own product. The second reason is simpler than you might think. Most new chicken owners are never introduced to this information in the first place. When someone gets their first chickens, they walk into the store. That is the path of least resistance, and it works well enough that most people never look any further. Growing your own supplemental feed takes a little bit of upfront effort, even though it saves serious money down the road, and most people are simply never shown that this path even exists. Have you ever wondered how much you could have saved if someone told you sooner? The third reason is a little more practical. These plants work best as a powerful supplement, not necessarily as 100% of a chicken's diet from day one. Chickens still benefit from a balanced mix. What plants like moringa, comfrey, mulberry, duckweed, azolla, alfalfa, and the others do is dramatically cut down how much store-bought feed you actually need, sometimes by a huge percentage, while also improving the overall health, feather quality, and egg output of your flock thanks to all the added vitamins and variety. Simply by leaning heavily on these self-growing plants alongside a much smaller amount of purchased feed or kitchen scraps. Your exact savings will depend on flock size and climate, but the potential is real. Imagine a flock of 6 laying hens. A typical 50-pound bag of layer feed might run somewhere around $20 to $25, and depending on the flock, that bag might last around 4 to 5 weeks. Over the course of a year, that adds up to a noticeable chunk of money spent purely on feed. Now imagine cutting that feed consumption by even 30 or 40% by supplementing daily with fresh moringa leaves, comfrey cuttings, and a floating tub of duckweed. Suddenly, that same flock might stretch a single bag of feed across 6 or 7 weeks instead of 4 or 5. Multiply that savings across an entire year, and you are looking at real money staying in your pocket instead of leaving it every single month. Does that number get your attention? Now let us address the question a lot of skeptical viewers are probably asking right now. Is this too good to be true? Honestly, no, but it does require a bit of patience and consistency. These plants are not going to fully mature overnight. Moringa and mulberry trees need a season or two to become fully established. Comfrey needs its first year to build a strong root system before it truly explodes in growth. Duckweed and azolla grow fast, but you do need a small starter batch and a container of water to begin with. This is not an instant fix you can activate today and see full results tomorrow. It is a long-term system that gets better and better every year, with almost zero ongoing cost once it is in place. Let us also talk about a few common mistakes people make when they first try this, so you can avoid them. The first mistake is planting everything all at once in a random spot, without thinking ahead about access for the chickens. Always plant these near the coop or the run, so your flock can reach fallen leaves and cuttings easily, and so you are not hauling buckets of greens across the entire property every day. The second mistake is introducing a brand new plant all at once in a huge quantity. Chickens are curious, but sometimes they need a little time to get used to something new. Start with small amounts alongside their regular feed, and within a few days, most flocks will be eagerly diving into the new greens the moment you bring them into the run. The third mistake is relying on only one single plant. Variety matters, both for nutrition and for having something available across every season. A few mulberry trees along the fence line, a patch of comfrey near the coop, a tub of duckweed by the water spigot, and a row of sunflowers along the garden edge can work together to provide a steady, rotating supply of fresh greens and protein all year long, mirroring exactly what chickens would naturally forage for. So how do you actually get started this week? For moringa and mulberry, look for a cutting from an existing tree or a small bag of seeds online for just a few dollars. Plant them in a sunny spot with decent drainage, water them while they are young, and within a season, you will have a young tree ready to start producing leaves. For comfrey, look for root cuttings, sometimes called crowns, and plant them directly in the ground near your coop. By the second year, that patch will be producing heavily. For duckweed and azolla, All you need is a container of water, whether that is an old stock tank or even a large bucket, along with a small starter batch. Place it somewhere sunny. For amaranth and sunflowers, simply scatter seeds in a sunny patch in spring and let the summer do the rest. Before we wrap up, let me ask you one more question. What do you think would happen to your monthly budget if you combined even 3 or 4 of these plants together, all planted once, all growing back on their own, all producing food for your flock for free year after year? All producing food for your flock for free year after year? For a lot of chicken owners, the answer has been a smaller feed bill, healthier birds, and honestly, a lot less stress about rising feed prices. To bring it all together, the plants we covered today, moringa, comfrey, mulberry, duckweed, azalea, alfalfa, sweet potato vine, pigeon pea, banana plant, amaranth, and sunflowers, all share the same powerful traits. They are packed with protein and nutrients chickens actually need. They come back year after year with little to no replanting, and once established, they cost next to nothing to maintain. This is knowledge that farmers relied on for generations, long before commercial feed became the default choice, and it is knowledge that can still save you real money today while giving your flock a healthier diet. The reason it has stayed so quiet is not some dramatic conspiracy. It mostly comes down to convenience and marketing. Now that you know, the choice is yours. If this video opened your eyes to a whole new way of feeding your flock, give it a thumbs up right now and subscribe to Farm Equation for more practical, money-saving farming knowledge just like this every week. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these plants you are most excited to try first, or share your own results so other farmers watching can learn from your experience too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.